Hey y'all. Happy Monday. I'm sorry I'm late. I was just kind of all over the place trying to get ready for today's show. So I hope that you all aren't too late or mad at me for being 17 minutes late. I am sorry. Um, I don't see anybody in the comment section. So I'm just going to get to it. Okay. We have three stories to cover today, right? We're going to talk about Nolan Wells, which is this lady that you see here is a part of the Nolan Wells case, but I'm going to give y'all a little history of what you guys are seeing in this picture. Then we're going to talk about Love Island and how the Manosphere has again reared its ugly head, apparently, and caused a big uproar since the show finale this past weekend. And then there's another ice shooting, and this time it happened in Texas, and it's just really bad. Sucks. Just bad all over again, like this whole ice thing. So it's like what the government usually does is they test things out, they see how they're going, they don't seem to be going swimmingly well, so then they'll put the kibosh on it, see if they can iron out some of the wrinkles, and then they start over. And it seems like they are starting over but haven't quite ironed out those wrinkles. So we'll be talking about that too. Okay. What's up, Virginia CEO? It's good to see you. What's up, Jeff Will 23? It's good to see you. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Rose Garden. This is the Rose Report. Okay. All right. So this lady that you see here, she is the stepmother to one of the young men that was on the boat with Nolan Wells. Okay. She put out a statement, and the statement had this picture accompanying the statement that she put out. Okay. So that I don't get this incorrect, I want to say this correctly. So I'm going to pull out a piece of information to read as we all look at this photo. Okay. So back in, so I think it was, okay. So basically, they changed the state flag of Mississippi. Okay, did y'all know that? What's up, Batman? It's good to see you. Hey, how are you? Happy Monday. Welcome to my Rose Report, Batman. It's really good to see you. Okay, but okay, so basically, back in the day, yes. Okay. Thank you, CEO, for getting me back on track. Okay. So Mississippi changed its state flag. I believe it was in 1990. No, I think it was in 2020. Hold on. Okay. A new state constitution was adopted in 1890. This is in Mississippi. It was a product of a white majority that wished to minimize the influence in state affairs of local Blacks and the federal government. As a symbol of the shift in power, on February 7th, 1894, the state adopted a new flag that was probably created by U.S. Senator E.N. Scudder. Okay. Its three horizontal stripes were called the stars and the bars of the Confederacy, while the Confederate battle flag formed its canton. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm reading. I'm reading from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay, I'm not just wikiing this. I'm not just because if I was making my son do a book report on this, I would make him go for these options in the library. He would not be able to use wiki pages. Okay, wiki pages are not legit web pages and is not a place where we can source good information that is not considered to be predatory information. Okay, so this is coming from the Encyclopedia Britannica. And hold on, let me stop sharing her and share this new screen. I don't know if I'll be able to. Hold on, let me pop it back in here. Oops, what is that? Oh my God, y'all. I don't know what that noise is coming from. Hold on. I don't know where the noise is coming from. Hold on. All right, I figured it out. I figured it out. I'm sorry. What's up, homie? How are you? It's good to see you. Happy Monday. Um, hold on. Let me get this page because now it's like, damn. All right. So I wanted to show y'all this. It is the flag of Mississippi history. Okay. All right. So now you guys can see what I'm reading. Okay. So all right. So remember, I was just reading to you guys the description of the three bars, which is the blue, white, and red, and then in the canton, which is where we have our stars for the national flag for the United States. They have the stars of the Confederacy here in the canton, which is that square piece. Okay. And so that basically was to represent the separation of the canton from the blue and red stripes by a white narrow border was formed by the Goober National Decree in 1996. So this, right, was in existence from this was the Mississippi state flag from 1894 to June 30th, 2020. Okay, y'all? Check me out. Check me out. Now, I work for the government. Mhm. I work for the government. And I have a picture in front of the flag. A matter of fact, I am a US veteran. A lot of you guys don't know that, but I am considered a veteran. I am a Army Reserve vet. Okay, so I've stood in front of many flags. I've done my oath in the Red Room. I've had my boot camp. Listen, okay, so you know I've taken an oath. I've sworn an oath. Okay, I've walked the line. All right. And it's always been in front of an American flag, and it's always been very intentional. And soldiers know this. When you take a picture in front of the American flag, there's a certain position that you take so that the flag is properly shown its respect behind you. Okay. I can always tell when there are like rookies coming into the government arm that I work for, because they're really excited to take their pictures, but they don't always read the instructions, and the flag is on the wrong side of them over here when it's supposed to be. No, it's supposed to be over here, and usually they have it over here. Okay. So, yeah, it goes to your left, behind you, to your left, right? When you're looking at the picture, it's to the left when you're looking at the picture. Okay, so let me keep reading. All right. I'll get to the super chats in just one moment. Thank you guys for being with me today. All right. So, many Mississippians opposed the 1894 design, claiming that it recalled Black slavery and racist traditions. However, many supporters of the flag argued that it represented the state pride and Southern heritage. While, I don't understand that, because as I see it, the Confederates were against um, the US. So wouldn't they be considered like traitors of American history? I mean, I don't know, but I don't know why they revere it so much, because they wanted to split America. They didn't want to be a part of America anymore. You see what I'm saying? So like you have to remember, you have to like really, like, you cannot discount years of history. You just cannot. Okay. And there just cannot be millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of coincidences connected to one gentleman's name. Okay. Like, I get that things are very early on and that we shouldn't be assuming and concluding, but we do have to take into account the things that we are in plain sight and that are obvious to all of us. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna kind of like walk this down slow, because I want to go back to the picture that I started this stream with. Okay, so even though people were against it, people were like, it's our civil rights. We need to be proud of our heritage, So they stuck with this flag. And while reviewing a related legal challenge in 2000, the year I graduated high school, the state Supreme Court determined that the flag had been inadvertently omitted from a revision of the state statutes in 1906. Therefore, the flag had ceased to be legal at that time. On May 6, 2000, the governor authorized the use of the design as an interim flag, and the statewide referendum on April 17, 2001 approved the existing flag over a proposed alternative design that would have omitted the Confederate battle flag. So do you see what is going on here? There's a lot of red tape to take, keep, get rid of, change. No, we got to do it this way. No, we got to do it that way. Okay, so in 2020, nationwide protests over police brutality against Black Americans led to a broader examination of racial injustice in the United States. And there was renewed criticism about the presence of the Confederate battle flag in the state's flag design. On June 28th, Mississippi's legislature passed a bill to retire the current version of the flag and commission the design of a new one. The bill was designed into law by the state's governor on June 30th. The law called for the new design to include the words, "In God we trust," and prohibited the use of the Confederate battle flag. The new design that was eventually selected incorporated a central magnolia blossom, a magnolia blossom encircled by 20 white stars, 1 gold star, and the motto, "In God we trust," against a field of unequal vertical stripes of red, gold, and blue. It was approved by the Mississippi electorate via referendum on November 3rd. A bill to officially adopt the approved flag design was ratified by the state's House of Representatives on January 5th, 2021. Here we are, 2026, and a young Black man dies on the 4th of July in Mississippi. So, yes. So this was their flag up until 2020. right? Then they got their new flag, which was, let me show you this new flag here. So we'll say, well, I won't show you guys the new flag because the new flag really doesn't matter, does it? Because, like I said, when you work for the government, things change. We get new administrations, you get new flags in your state. Your state might oppose a new flag. So then that might change the logo of your government agency. And so we often have to update our headshots. And our headshots, they go on our LinkedIn pages. I don't think my LinkedIn page has the flag in the background. I think I did that when we were going through the government shutdown. I might have removed the government flag from behind me because I was thinking I might need to go get a new job. But I'm pretty sure there's some pictures of me out there with the flag either to the left or the right of me, and you'll see me with different hairstyles, and every time I go to change it, it's because of something that has changed in government, either with the state or with the federal government. And so it has required me to change my photo. If I was to take a photo and I had the old state flag behind me in my photo, I was using that photo on LinkedIn. After that flag is approved and they put the new flag in place and they have that flag standing in the photo area, I'm going to schedule to have my picture taken in front of it. So there is no accident. I'm sorry, my dog is playing with something. There is no accident when somebody puts out a statement. Okay. They put out a statement that is, I want to share a file. I'm sorry. Share an image file. Sorry. Because I want to go back to that picture of that woman, that stepmother standing in front of that picture. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the stepmom. And she's a judge for, I guess, I don't want to misquote the city or county that she's in, but she's a judge. She has the pin on her lapel. It has the double flag. It's either the United States flag and the Mississippi flag. I can't really make it out because of the way that the light is shining down on it. But what do you see behind her? What do you see? What do you see directly behind her? So your son was on a boat, 4th of July weekend, with his only Black friend for the most part. That friend goes missing and then is later found to be deceased, right? Your stepson was one of the last group of people to hang out with him. And you have to lawyer up, deactivate all your family's social media accounts, and then you put out a statement because you feel threatened. You've had to disconnect all of your family's social media accounts, right? And now you put out a statement about why you had to disconnect your social media account. And the picture that you use to go with that statement is this picture right here. This is a picture that you use. You could use a family photo. She could have used an Easter dress photo. She could have used a Christmas photo. Think about all the photos that she could have used to maybe show more of her humility, right? Instead, she's showing you this photo, a photo of her in front of the judge's bench that is in front of the state flag of Mississippi, the old state flag of Mississippi, and the United States flag kind of secondary, right? Because if you were a professional photographer and a CEO, you're a professional photographer and you're in the building. You tell me there's 3 points of a photo, right? Because I took photography for a little while, right? There's supposed to be like 3 main angles of an image or a photo or a piece of art or whatever, right? And if you pay attention, if you just look dead on at the photo, the 3 main things that you see is that circle, that Confederate flag, and that woman. Those are the 3 main parts of the photo. The chair, the American flag, the green bench behind her are kind of in the background. You know, like they're not main characters, you know, like they're B-list celebrities in this photo. This image sends a message to me. And so that's why it kind of bugs me when I hear certain content creators talking about the Ben Crumps and the Al Sharptons of it all. Okay, like this family is going against years and years and years and years of history, whether you think this is about race or not, whether his death or his passing or him being deleted or however you want to say it, however his unaliving happened, if it was nefarious, they have years and years and years of history of sticking together and staying on the same page. That's what they got. That's what they got. To me, this sends that message to people. She could have picked any photo to go along with that statement that she made, the statement that explained the boat was taking on water, you know, laying out an alibi, you know, or a reason why, whatever, you know. To me, it's just irresponsible to just completely dismiss the fact that people like Al Sharpton and people like that guy Ben Crump that we all might be sick and tired of seeing every time there's a potential race issue. I can agree with that. I can agree that we probably need some new representation, but then get the fuck up there and do it. You know, if your name brought cameras and nationwide attention and national wide attention, we would call you. Don't you think we would call you? Put yourself in Nolan Wells' family's position. She went to school with these people. You don't think she knows something? You don't think she would be happy to have anybody's help right now because they all seem to be on the same page without her? They didn't want to give her the cell phone. They didn't want to give the dad the guy's keys. Nobody finds that at all suspicious. Like, nobody saw nothing. Nothing. No one. I don't know. So, this is a poorly cropped image too. Well, I cropped this image straight off of Google. This is from Google, and when you click on it, it goes to TikTok. Whatever image was you know, like however she cropped it, this is the image that's out there for the statement that she put. So I'm just, you know, I'm just using the breadcrumbs that they're putting out there. You know, like I said, she could have used an Easter photo. She didn't have to put a photo at all. She could have used a family dog photo, you know, anything. You know, she didn't have to have a photo. You know, she had all the ability to not have a photo and just get the words out there. Our condolences to the family. We hope they get justice. But instead it seemed to be, I don't know, I think I snapped, lies and alibis. So wouldn't be enough for me. It wouldn't be enough for me as a mother I would want, I would want Dr. Umar talking about it. I would want Al Sharpton talking about it. Rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. Rest in I would want everyone and anyone, anybody who y'all think is a buffoon that has the national cameras at their beck and call. I would want them talking about it, because that is how desperate and in need I would be as a parent. I don't get why some of y'all can't understand that. These people will take anybody's help. So shame on some of y'all, like, disgusting. This kid was 18 years old. Whether he was drinking or not, all of them were out there drinking. Why was he supposed to have more maturity than every other 18-year-old that got home that night? Shame on y'all. I hear what the hell y'all are saying all day and all night on these panels, advocating for white supremacy, allegedly. I don't know. I think I snapped. I might be delusional. All day. And then some of you content creators, shame on y'all for letting them come up there and spew that stupidity on their own people. These people are part of the reason why we have YNs today. Now they get to be in their old age and retirement and their dank, poorly lit apartments or wherever the fuck they live, and they get to just piss all over Black culture all day online on your YouTube channel. And he's part of the problem. That old guy that's going around to everybody's podcast all day long spewing shit about Black people, he is the problem. You think he was being productive when it was his chance to raise children and make the society a better place? No, he is that YN that he talks about all day. And then how dare y'all let them up there? How dare you let them up there to talk about it? Nobody should be platforming these people. They are irresponsible. They were irresponsible in the 70s. They were irresponsible in the 80s. They were irresponsible in the 90s. And now we don't give a fuck. Why would we care about what they say? Why would we care? We literally pay for their Social Security checks. They don't donate because we're the ones paying them. We're paying their SSI. And then they shit on us. They get online and they talk about us. We don't have the right to go celebrate 4th of July without somebody attempting to get rid of us. Dang, we can't go to the beach. We can't be 18 years old drinking a little beer. Like, oh, but so anyway, I think that the reason why some people might be bringing race into this is because pictures like this, this is 2026. The state flag was changed. I just read it to you all. By 2020, they were pulling that flag that is directly behind her down. They were working on the new state flag, and they had the new state flag approved by 2021. So for 5 years now, she's been on the bench with a new flag. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? For 5 years, she's been sitting on the bench, allegedly, or working in government with the new flag right behind her. But instead of posting the newer images of her, she decided to use this photo here. Or her team, her press team, her and her husband, whoever the hell attached this image to her statement, decided to use this photo. I think that sends a very clear racial message. That's my opinion. And now I'm going to get to the super chats. Thank you so much to Death to Reaper 6449. Thank you so much for gifting 5 Smell the Roses memberships. That makes me so happy. Thank you so much. And you've been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much for being a member. He says, hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button for me if you don't mind. And the Genius CEO, thank you so much. He says, I got 5 on it. Thank you. Okay. And thank you for the $2 super chat. And CEO has been a member for 7 months. He said, Mississippi Burning. Have y'all seen that? Yeah. Yeah, that movie right there is the reason why I just do not like watching anything racial. Like I never seen that movie about the maids. I just cannot. That and Glory. I just can't. I can't. I hate that movie. That movie made me cry so hard. But yeah, I've seen it. Hit the like button, y'all. Thank you so much, Cases and Cams. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here, all of y'all. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and for becoming a member. I appreciate all of y'all so much. Oh, what's up, Pooh Man? Thank you for dropping the links in the chat. Kennard, it's good to see you. What's up, Project Leroy? Hey, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson says, thank you, Mrs. Rose, for this video. She knew what she was doing when she was taking that picture. It's their way of saying we unalived another. Yeah. I kind of agree with that, Mr. Wilson. I kind of agree with that. It's kind of like they're just letting you know we do what we want. You know, whether it's saying we did it, ha ha. To me, it's just like it's eerie. You know, it could whatever it's saying, it's not saying anything positive, like for sure. You know, so I agree with you, and thank you so much, Mr. Wilson, for the super chat, and for all my super chats. Let me play this for y'all to make y'all laugh while we talk about something that makes us want to cry. Is it gonna play? I love that noise when he's like, I love that so much. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Project Leroy. Project Leroy says that flag shows her, people. She's on code or showing off the universal symbol for white supremacy. Allegedly, we think we didn't go to the meeting. Nobody from the shmay told us that's what that sign means, but that's what we going with. Okay. I think maybe we might have heard it in some kind of FBI recording. We don't know. Okay. But what's up, 3 a.m.? It's good to see you. What's up, Stephen James? What's up? Okay, so it's good to see all of you all. So yeah, I wanted to show y'all this picture, and then I wanted to show y'all a video also from a content creator that is just kind of like going through what like let me hold on. I'm sorry. Let me go back because I didn't want to pick such a long video because I have to cook dinner. I have to cook dinner, and I need to be able to get my butt into the kitchen and get the dinner popping. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do this one. This one went too long. Let me pause it. Okay, so this content creator, this video here is about it's about 30 minutes long. I'll see if we can get through all of it. But it's from this guy called IQ Shahid. I don't know if you guys have heard of this content creator. Pretty cool. Um, I watch his content from time to time. I'll also be sure to drop all the references to anything we covered today in the description after this video so that you guys can go back and verify these things for yourselves. You don't have to take my Google um, my Google researching skills to task. If you want to take my research skills to task, by all means, please do. I do have a master's degree. If you look on my LinkedIn, all of my bosses pretty much, they swear by my researching skills. I'm actually pretty good with it. So you know what I mean? Like, I literally keep a running tab of predatory lenders. I have it updating every month. I'm getting really good with my Excel spreadsheet. So shout out to the IT guy that's been showing me Excel. But yeah, this video here is from this content creator, IQ Shahid. And I'll be sure to, can you show us your degree? Yeah. You want to see my master's degree or my bachelor's degree or my associate's degree? Most people have them hung up. Yes, I do have them hung up. I do have them hung up. So that's my master's degree. See, they used to be behind me all the time. And this is my bachelor's degree. Okay, so I don't know if you can, like, I don't know if y'all can see, but this is mine. Like, what the fuck? Like, now I need you to send me some Cash App money, okay? Yeah, and yeah, okay. Thank you, Lions. Thank you. You do sound sassy. Like, who the fuck? I don't have them in my background because, like, to me, they're not that cool. Like, but, like, I didn't think I needed to show y'all my degree to talk about just news and, like, my God. Okay, let me get it together because that just kind of bugged me. Like, you need to pay towards my student loan debt. That's what you need to fucking do. Okay. Okay, the audacity. Yeah, it was hard. It's not cool. A master's degree is not cool. There's nothing cool about it. That shit is hard. It's making me sweat just thinking about statistics. Yeah. That's why I get mad when people question and doubt my intelligence. It's like, what? Anyway, but I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. It was just whatever, you know. I love y'all with the love of God. Okay, so here we go. So let's listen to some of this fucked up shit. I like him. Is the profanity a factor in keeping a job? Sir Jacob, what is going on with you? Are you a troll? I don't cuss at work, but I'm cussing now. I'm cussing at you now. I don't have to cuss at work. People let me be great at work. They appreciate what I bring to projects, what I offer to the team. I mean, I'm fucking solid, dude. What the hell is going on, y'all? What the hell is going on this Monday? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. They're expressive. They help us express. Yeah, thank you, Mr. 40 Hours. The smartest people use a lot of curse words. Thank you. Thank you. Let me stop, because that could be my dad trolling me. And then what if I'm talking to my daddy like that? I'm just playing. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. All right. So it's okay. It's okay. Like, everybody is fine. You know, I accept the critique. Let me stop cussing. All right. Now we're going to review this video. It's going to be in the description. Let's go.
Boy, oh boy, man. I tell you, this Nolan Wells situation is slowly becoming like a case of the X-Files. I'm just saying how mysterious this is. I don't understand how this is so mysterious when it's so many people involved and more players being announced that was involved and more civilians that were around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you telling me don't nobody know nothing, but now somebody knows something.
That's
so
what
first
I'm
we're gonna address.
saying. It's like the only person talking in this whole thing is a little girl that was with her family, talking with him on the island, that he ended up leaving her to go back to the boat. Nobody else saw nothing. Now they're bringing in another area, another pool party at another house. Nobody at the house saw nothing. Nobody, what? It's like, what is going on, y'all? I would be, you guys, like, I would be outside of myself. Did y'all see how many boats were out there? I just can't. It's just so scary. It is like X-Files. It's literally like X-Files. Like, when he said that, I was like, oh, I gotta review this.
The Coast Guard, bro. The Coast Guard said, and y'all, this is gonna blow y'all out the water. The Coast Guard said that they forgot that they got a call on July 4th about Nolan. How the hell do you forget?
This is another thing. Okay, when you work in public health, whether you're an EMT, a police officer, a public health servant, whether you are working in a lab, you're an epidemiologist, you're out there in the swamps of the Mississippi, okay? You're pulling water samples, you're pulling grass samples. Everybody and their mother knows that whatever data comes on the 4th of July, that is going to be like a marker. Like, you're going to be, if you're working that day, you're going to be like, this is on this day, 2026, 4th of July. You know, like, how does the Coast Guard forget that somebody called them on the 4th of July? Where people are like, he's about to say it. Let me let him say it.
The Coast Guard, not only is it your job, you're not that damn busy. It's not like you the police. It's not like you the FBI. It's not like you the customer service at Walmart. You're not getting 1,000 calls for missing people every day.
Pause and read. This officer in the Coast Guard said he now remembers that he got a call on July 4th around 11 p.m. that Nolan Wells was missing. He got that call. Now, Coast Guard rescue is just what it says. The minute you get that call, you call the protocol, do what you're supposed to do, and everybody's getting out there to go searching because that's what you're supposed to do. So you mean to tell me you forgot you got that call? So that means you didn't call anybody? You didn't get a...
Now, check this out. The Coast Guard gets a call. They forget about it. Okay? They forget about it. The friends forget Nolan on the island. The one friend, when the dad came over, forgot that the key from Nolan's car was on the Xbox in his room, the room that he said he had just checked for the father right before, when he said the key wasn't in his house. So it's just too many things that are red flags. I'm sorry. Since we were just talking about flags, doesn't this seem like a glaring red flag, regardless of color, regardless of the color of the kid. It's 4th of July. You're Coast Guard. You get a call that there's somebody that is missing on the water, and you forget about that. You forget about that? How? Is it because you know a judge? Could a judge have told you to forget about it? I don't know. I don't know. But what would make you forget about a call like that on the 4th of July? And let's think about this. What if Nolan was white? Do you think that they would have forgotten that somebody called in a missing person report on a young 18-year-old white male? Do you think somebody would have forgotten about that in Mississippi? I don't know, y'all.
The rescue team ready? You didn't do none of that because you forgot. So how does the military work? How do y'all do that? Do y'all reprimand? How's the reprimand? Does he still have a job? Is he still an officer? Make it make sense, because it don't make sense. At the end of the day, yet another lie is out. And we just want transparency. And right now, it's coming out. It's coming forth, whether y'all like it or not. Justice for Nolan Wells. I said what I said.
You're the Coast Guard. It's not much going on in the water besides boats. It's not like we on land. I could see if they were getting hundreds of calls a day about missing people, like it was on the ground. You know what I'm saying? But this is the water. How in the hell do y'all forget that you received a call about a missing young adult on the 4th of July, when people, firecrackers go off, people, blow themselves up, and it's prone for all type of random stuff that happen on 4th of July. You would think that they would be pretty much on point. Like, all right, today, guys, it's 4th of July, people getting drunk, they're playing with fireworks, people are in the water. I don't get it. I don't understand how that just slips your mind. And then you don't say anything until 3 days later that, oh yeah, I did get a call on the 4th. So y'all didn't even act on the call? Y'all didn't even...
Yeah, so what'd y'all do? Did y'all go out there? Or when you forgot about it, like you forgot all about it? Like you didn't go out there, you didn't send nobody? Like what were the next action steps that you took after you got that phone call? Like, if me and my team are going in to think about like how are we going to, dress this up for some kind of public affairs event, we're going to need to know like what were the action steps that you took after you got that call? And where is that recorded? Is it recorded by phone? Is it recorded by computer steps? Like, what did you do after you got that call? Like, what? I don't know.
Go take the boat up there to look and see nothing?
Nothing?
Even though, it takes what? 48 hours for official missing persons report to be, put in, but y'all should be able just to cruise. Let's cruise on up there and see what's going on. But instead, they come out and say they forgot. Or was they drinking? Was the Coast Guard? See, now this is starting to feel like the whole city is trying to cover this up, or certain players in the city is trying to cover this up. Because I never thought in a million years I would hear the Coast Guard, not the police, who get so many calls a day. There's so much stuff going on the ground. It's the police. They getting domestic violence, crime, shootings, stabbings, disputes. You can't do your job? Or are you refusing to do your job? Or are you trying to hide something? It wasn't Nolan.
That was super, super spooky. I mean, since we're talking about X-Files and all of that, that noise that slow-mo was doing. Yeah, they're gonna talk about the friend, but I'm not gonna
And
show
how
you
we
the
know is
video.
because one of Nolan's
because I'll get in
good
trouble.
friends came out there and said, no, that wasn't him. That was me. He was having an argument with his girl, and somebody probably, you know how obnoxious people be, come by poking their nose in your business. Oh man, I wouldn't do that. Said some smart remark to him. Oh man, you can't control your girl. Or I'm just making something up of how he's describing it. And then he gets into it with that person, mid argument with the girl and with that whole discrepancy. You know what I'm saying? So in an exclusive Rolling Stone interview, Mr. Shepard, Nolan Wales' friend, explained the situation precisely. A moment that started out as a disagreement between Trayston Shepard and his girlfriend has been at the center of a swirl.
Okay. Are we going to talk about the elephant in the room? This young man's name is Trayston. Like, you know, like Chase, but it's Trace, like tracing your name on the chalkboard. Trayston Shepard. Wow. All right, Mississippi.
Of questions about the tragic death of 18-year-old Mississippi football player Nolan Wales. The video posted to social media of a group of young people seemingly in a heated altercation has been believed to be the last time Wales was pictured or heard on video before his disappearance and death, which has made national news. But Shepard, a close friend of Wales, says what really happened in the video isn't how it's been portrayed. At around 3:30 p.m. on July 4th, Shepard says he was with a large group of friends from high school, including Wales, to celebrate the holiday. Shepard and his family took a boat over to Horn Island, a barrier island off the coast of Mississippi.
Okay, we know
where he
that
planned
already.
to meet
We
up
know
with
that already.
free
We don't
conversation
care.
with
We don't
Shepard
care.
or Wales.
So he's saying basically that was him and his girlfriend arguing, and somebody butted into their conversation. We don't care. Where's Nolan?
Quote, disagreed into
And do
a
you know what happened
once
to
he
Nolan?
had by both
Like,
his
I don't even know
disappearance, Shepard
why
says.
like if I'm an interviewer, I'd be sitting there with my notepad. I would be sitting there. I would be like, and what happened to Nolan? What happened to Nolan? I know you know what happened to Nolan. When you gonna tell us? Because you know, since you doing all this running off at the mouth, they gonna put whatever they got out there, they gonna put it on you. They gonna put it on you. So you might as well tell us what done happened, young man, Trayston. What done happened? Like you sitting out here trying to look all like you cooperating. Like I was listening to Messy Michonne this morning. Like y'all think grown people stupid? We were like, what is that saying? Like we were born at night, but we weren't born last night. We weren't born last night, you idiots. We know when you guys are lying, when shit ain't making sense. We know that. We know that. We know y'all lying. We seen y'all out there drinking. We heard y'all was out there powdering them noses. So I can only imagine what else y'all got going on out there. I'm pretty sure y'all got some marijuana. Is that legal in Mississippi? I don't think so. Underage drinking isn't legal. Marijuana isn't legal, and neither is schmocaine. Okay, so and it wasn't only Nolan out there drinking. Like and pictures that we're gonna see later, you're gonna see thousands and thousands and thousands of beer cans. Who was buying all that beer for them 18-year-olds? Because Nolan was 18, and a couple of other people that have been coming out to talk, they're 20. So even the guy, his friend that's 20, is underage. He's still not supposed to be drinking alcohol, especially on boats. That's illegal as fuck. So
it's me yelling. My exact wording is, Get me off this effing boat. I wanted to fight, and I felt like I hadn't had when the all up the fray.
Okay, so
The
we're
better than
over
me.
this.
Many people out there. Somebody seen something. We finally got somebody speaking up, and he's a good friend of Nolan. They might not be best friends, but they good friends. They went to school together. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he said Nolan is 6'2". The person in the video was way too short. If you just look at it, it's me. That right there just debunks that. Now we finally like let's debunk some of this. You know what I'm saying? Let's debunk this because the way the internet go, and none of us know. Only the people that was there know. So we can speculate all we want, us, me included, and we can use our logical sense. But until people that was out there come out and say, no, this what happened, just like this young man Shepherd, we ain't gonna know really what happened. That's why I say it's so weird that it was so many people out there, like onlookers, not even people that directly was hanging with Nolan and them, not just his friends, even though that's the worst kind, because like you my friends, you're not telling the people nothing.
That's messed up.
But now we got people coming out that are credible and that know Nolan, you know what I'm saying, and was associated and friends with him and go to the same school with him. That's all we asking. Just debunk some of this. And now we have, quote unquote, another eyewitness. So from their perspective, and I know y'all seen this picture that's been floating around.
Okay.
Is allegedly.
Okay, so this is the picture, the super weirdo picture. It's like all these kids in the pool, and then this weird man. He's not circled in this picture, but if you guys go like looking online about this case, you're gonna see this man circled in some people's picture. He looks like 10 years older than everybody else. He looks like he's on the dust. Okay. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't know. But he got this like weird look in his eyes that lets you know that whatever he's doing is like chemical induced kind of a thing. I don't know. I think I snapped. I don't know. But he's clearly older than all of the other kids. This guy in the middle between these two circles in the back with this big chiseled out chest looks like he's on the roids. Okay. Yeah. Oh, he could be the dealer. Ooh, I like that, Mr. 40 Hours. Yeah, he could be the person supplying the alcohol. Remember, I just asked who was buying the alcohol. Could have been this dude. He clearly looks 95 years old out here hanging out with 18, 20-year-olds. Weird. Apparently, how we got this picture is because this young man that posted it didn't realize that he needed to delete it from his Instagram and his Threads account. So this was still populating on Threads, although he allegedly thought he deleted it from his Instagram. But a lot of people were like, why do they have that picture circled in the back there? They're trying to circle all of the beer cans that you see stacked along the edge of the pool. So this is not such a great image here, but when you see this again online, you'll see that these are actually beer cans. So it's beer cans, and this is supposed to allegedly be Nolan. Now, they already told us that that wasn't Nolan on the beach arguing, give me back my effing phone. The friend came out and said, no, that wasn't Nolan, that was me. Okay. Now there's another picture that was supposed to be taken after the freaking day party at the island. Okay. This is supposed to be after that. Okay. He's at this party here. And this is allegedly where we don't know what happened, or this is what they're saying now. He was beat up here, and then they took him on that boat back out to that island, left him there, and came back, which would make sense because somebody said earlier a few days ago that the lady this lady here, I don't know, I think I snapped. The boat was at her house. Allegedly, the boat was at the judge's house, even though it belonged to somebody else, and it was getting washed out. or they were letting the water out, because remember they said the boat was taking on water. So it just, if he got beat up, allegedly, we don't know, but let's just say he got beat up at this party and they went to go put him back on the island because that was the alibi, that they left him there, you know, because like, why would you be cleaning out the boat? What would you be cleaning out the boat for if nothing nefarious happened? But somebody reported that the judge lady was seen outside of her house in the pitch black of night at 4 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning, rather, cleaning out a boat. And Nolan's dad is going to say that they went around that island 2 times looking for anything floating in the water. I mean, looking for him. They did not find him. And then the next day, on Monday, he turns up. So 4th of July was Saturday. Okay. 3 o'clock in the morning is the 5th, Sunday. You know, I don't know, y'all. It's just like, this is like a parent's greatest fear, that you just don't get to know what the hell happened to your kid. And it's sad because the mom was saying this is something, like I said in my video last week, this is something that Nolan did all the time. So you don't have your guard up thinking that something bad is going to happen to him because he's the only Black kid around all of these white friends that he's grown up with. I don't know. Like, hey, Ty, it's good to see you too. Yeah, I just, I think because, um, because when you work with senior officials like judges and or public health officials, they all teach us how to deal with the media and what you're supposed to say to the media and what a public facing message is versus an internal message is, and how those messages can have the same information but be delivered in different ways, right? So I understand that in situations like this, it's not just me and my husband coming up with what I'm going to say, and then I just send it out and say it. No, as a judge, you have a team of people that help you put together and craft your messages in a way that doesn't bring you any kind of embarrassment or get you in any kind of trouble with your policy department or your comms department. You don't want to say anything that goes against the executive office, which is the president of the United States. Like, you have to take into a lot of different rules and regulations when you're crafting messages for people of this lady's stature. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is a group of people put together her statement and attached this photo to it. And that group of people was, to me, in my eyes, was sending a message. And I know I said earlier that on the beach, it seemed like there were more people of color there. In this photo, it seems like he, again, is the only one in this situation, that he's the only one here at this pool party. And so, since nobody's seen anything, to me, I just think that maybe everybody in this picture that is not like Nolan is on the same page and just sticking to the script. Because how do you just disappear when there were so many people on the water that day? You would hear someone call for help. You would hear someone, oh, there's blood in the water. We think we hit somebody. Like, these are things that happen. Like, we've been out when bad things have happened on the water at Lake Lanier or Lake Hartwell. We know what to do. So it's weird. So let me let this play a little bit more.
going on? That's what I be telling y'all. One thing about the internet is a digital footprint, bro. It's a digital, and then on top of that, even if you do delete it, all they got to do is subpoena Instagram and get it from them. Nothing's never fully deleted off the internet. It just don't work like that. For reasons like, it's just stored in a big mainframe somewhere. It might not be on your profile anymore, but every single, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a DM, anything. You understand me? But this guy, Evan, allegedly, deleted the picture from what I'm seeing in it off the thread. Well, he deleted off the IG. It was still on Threads. Somebody screenshotted it. But they saying that Nolan got beat. Not only did he get beat, he got beat with some kind of weapon, some kind of bar, metal, bat, something. He got beat to the point by some guys in the pool, and I don't know which. I'm not trying to really. These are kids, so I can't just say, oh, it's, these are kids now. Who knows? We got to get to the bottom of it first before we say guilty, guilty, guilty. I know a lot of y'all like to say guilty, guilty, guilty. We can't. We can speculate. We can investigate, but we can't convict. You know what I'm saying? But allegedly, a couple of the guys that was at this secret late night pool party, right, when Nolan was already supposed to be missing, which is like, how does that even work? How they report you missing, but you had to think, like somebody would have told you, hey man, your parents are saying they think you're missing. You see what I'm saying? I'm just.
Yeah, like I live in a place where, not everybody's family is like to do, but you know who is. So if somebody's missing, like for example, my neighbor growing up, he had special needs, and everybody just kind of knew that I always knew where he was, or he was kind of like always with me, like my shadow. When we became adults and we grew up, if he went missing, people would often call me like, hey, Raquel, we haven't talked to you in a while, but, they say they haven't seen David in a long time. Do you think that you can like reach out to a sister or figure out where he's at? And I would always reach out to my little brother. My little brother would reach out to a few people, and we would be able to find not Winston, but David, and we'd be able to say, David is at this place. He's been kicking it here for a couple of days, and he's just, he's chilling. He'll be home soon. Because as an adult, they couldn't tell David he had a curfew, because although he had special needs, he wanted to hang out, and he would hang out on the MARTA bus line and go as far out as he could away from home, and then he'd have to come home, and sometimes he would miss the train and he'd have to walk home. So it would take him a few days to get there, but he would always be safe. But that's just an example of like me in my hometown. I'm pretty sure in a small little county of Mississippi, when all of the kids were just hanging out for 4th of July, if one of the kids goes missing, once I get on the phone or once I get on my Facebook and I say, hey, my son Nevin didn't make it home this evening. If any of you parents, are having after parties, or, is Nevin there? Can anybody tell me when was the last time they saw Nevin? Like this mom did, and nobody's saying nothing. I mean, y'all, like.
Just think about that. Even if, let's say hypothetically, let's just say that they did report him missing while he was at a secret. Somebody would have told him, hey man, you need to call your parents, bro. They think you missing, bro. That's just somebody. Even if it ain't one of his close, quote unquote, friends, or whatever you want to call him. He gets beat. I heard they pissed on him, which is, listen, this sounds brutal. If this, like, how do you make up this type of story?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people saying, well, this is a fake story to divert. Why would this be a diversion story? It's not like they're saying, he drowned to cover up. This ain't a cover up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ty, that's another thing I was thinking about too, because if you peep game on that little situation right there, did the mother say anything about the fact that she went to school with the judge, or did the judge say that she went to school with the mother? And that's another little, to me, if it was just the judge mentioning the fact that she knows the mother, to me that's like an eerie threat, you know what I mean? um yeah, so and to me, I mean, that's just right on par with what we know that they do. So I wasn't at all surprised at that part. um um Okay, so the judge said it. Yeah, she brought that to the light. Yeah. Yeah, that's to let her know, like, hey, whatever we did when we fixed it the last time, we'll fix it again, cuz you remember we went to school together, right? You remember? Uh-huh. It's like, mm. So maybe that is why, for some of you content creators out there, maybe that's another reason why that they were so quick to align themselves with Al Sharpton. We don't know what the fuck their prior history was. Like, you guys, do you guys don't know about microaggressions? That's a real thing. Microaggressions. You would never know, because you have to know to know, So, um, I'm just kind of like, ooh, I'm shook, Ty. I'm shook. It's just like horrible. Like, imagine if you send your daughter to a party, Ty, and now everybody they don't know what happened to her. Nobody can recall the last time they seen her. They don't want to give you her car keys. They don't want to give you her phone. Her phone is pinging at the house that you're standing in front of, and they're like, oh no, we don't have the phone. We don't know what happened to the phone. We don't, like, what are you gonna do? You're going to want to start Hulk smashing things. I can only imagine what the mom feels like doing to somebody. Because when you know, but you can't put your finger on it and you can't say how, then you can't call the thing a thing, but it's a thing. It's something right there. Like, that's what makes this shit so nefarious, because it's not anything you could just one little thing that you can just put your finger right on that. You know what I mean? Because it's just all these other little things that could be other little things, but no, they're just fucking microaggressions that let you know that you got out of place. You got out of line. I don't know. I think I snapped, in my opinion. Oh God, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know how, like, 50 Cent laughs at how his baby's mama's house burnt down to the ground at one time? I don't know, allegedly, when he was accused of doing it. No. Some things are just not ever going to fly. Like, I'm not just going to take my son not coming home on the chin like a good old girl. Like, nah, we going to have to figure this out. Like, somebody is going to have to figure this out with me. Like, oh my God.
This ain't no goddamn cover up. They saying that boy got beat. They could have said a million other stories. Oh, he went to swimming in the water and then that's how he died. No, somebody is blowing the whistle and saying, and it was actually a female that was at the party. He got beat to the point where he was coughing up blood. You know what I'm saying? He was coughing up blood. And you know what it reminded me of? The story, George Floyd. Because they said towards the end of him getting beat, the parents came out, right? And they like, you know how kids get too rowdy. All right, get y'all ass out the pool. Get away from Evans. I believe it was Evans' mom, they said it was. Came out and was like, all right, all y'all go home. Y'all go home. Get out of here. He got beat to the point where the young lady said that all she heard him say was, "Mom." Isn't that what happened with George Floyd? Right before he was about to die, he called for his mom or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, who makes this story up, bro? This is not a cover-up story. How the hell, how's that covering up? And just the details, just think about it. He got beat with a thing, and he even said, "Mom." That's just odd. They could have said, he said, "Oh, stop it." That's a really different word. If you're gonna make up just a crazy story, you're gonna say he said, "Mom."
Spencer, who says, "Bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend, Nono and Wyatt, did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and Evan was trying to be hard. Nolan was definitely screaming, 'Give me my effing phone back,' N-word, with 'What's wrong with you?' So they all calmed down. So that's when we head to Evan's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party. And yes, we were drinking, but Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew were really high. And I think they were trying to get Lucy and Natalie to try some as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party. It didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know Evan's mom kicked us all out. Once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt, and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him. And all I could hear was No screaming, "Mom." So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom comes out screaming, yelling, "Drunk, make us leave," and was saying she was going to call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over besides it, gasping for air and spitting up blood. But now his mom knows I just got off the phone with her. Then Alicia said something, Jay saying that because he is friends with them. I mean, we always, until I don't know why Jay's still communication with them. But anyway, but he always been like that, LOL. But nah, this mess up because No still would be here if he didn't go to that pool party. He went around people that was real high and the parents allowed it. But yeah, No did make it back to the island. This is all allegedly.
Now, here are pictures of him allegedly at that pool party.
I just want to get this information out there in case there is some truth to it, which in some parts would make sense, but we have to wait to the autopsy to come out to see what happened. But again, we pray for the family of Nolan, Xavier Wells. This is such a terrible, sad situation. And we just want the truth to come out because there's so many different stories, but it would make sense why they were so sus and not giving up the keys to his car, why the phone made it back to a friend's house. And did they possibly take Nolan back to the island and then leave him there? I don't know, guys.
Some ain't right about this, and I'm glad that people are coming out and giving some other details because they need to get to the bottom of this, bro. There's nowhere in hell that none of your friends speak up for you. On top of that, none of your so-called friends that you were with that are being accused, none of them ever said RIP to you. They never.
Oh, so we're going to leave that video there. But isn't that crazy, y'all? Like, this is crazy. If it was just an accidental drowning, if it was just like we would know that by now. Nobody would have a lawyer. Everybody would just be saying, what the hell happened for the accidental drowning to happen, right? So the fact that nobody is saying anything, we cannot I mean, whether it's race, whether it's an accident, whether it's mothers trying to protect their young, whatever it is, something bad happened to this young man. And it should not just be swept under the rug because the people that they alleged to do it were white and he was black. Okay, so either way it goes, whether you agree with Al Sharpton or Ben Crump or whatever, this young man is dead and there needs to be justice. Justice needs to be had for whoever was involved if something nefarious did happen. If it comes out that there was, during the autopsy, there were some sketchy things going on, because if you were beaten with an object, you can't say that you drowned in water, right? And if there's no water in his lungs before he passed, then you can't say it was drowning, you know? So it's just like, We gotta wait. We gotta see, but it's just all bad. It's just all bad. It's a nightmare. I would be so sad, like Winston is now, because I'm not giving him rubbies. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. So yeah, you guys, that's my opinion on what's going on with this kid. Like, I feel so bad for him, man. Like, you never think it's going to be you, like your parents are always like, listen to us, get home safely. And you're always like, yeah, mom. Okay, mom. But it's like, you need to pay attention. Your mom and dad are telling you this for a reason, because shit like this, sorry, it makes me sad. It makes me want to cry. But okay, all right. So, we're going to watch a little bit of this. So I think this is so funny because, this video, it's called, so I don't know. I haven't subscribed to this guy, but I just started watching him this week. So this video that we are about to watch here is called, Men Ruined Love Island Again. Okay. So it says Men Ruined Love Island Again. And we're going to, if you can't tell why, I mean, maybe some of these outfits would tell us, but if you see this guy's head over here between the guy in the red and the girl in the yellow and purple, guy in the yellow and the girl in the purple, this is a content creator right here. Like I said, I am going to link all of these videos in the description so that you can go back and give the content creator a like, finish watching the video for yourself, and possibly subscribe to their channel, because I know you've subscribed to my channel and I know that you've given my channel a like, okay? Or this video rather, a like. And if you feel like you want to support me even further, please become a member to my YouTube channel, okay? Here we go.
As we put our bikinis down, pull each other for final chats, and strut out of the villa for one last time, I think we owe it to each other to explore some of the more controversial, might I say, and key moments from season 8 of Love Island USA. This season, without a doubt, has delivered some iconic memes like Epitome and Compromise Gate, Angry Clam Slam splits, and a certain islander who may or may not be AI. And there have also been many heartwarming moments, like seeing female friendships blossom, particularly during the Casa recouplings, where Naya was heartbroken after not being picked by KC. And by now, there's been plenty of commentary and discourse, including from this very channel, which you should check out those videos if you haven't already, and if they're not out yet, stay tuned. But in an effort to not, como se dice, put all my eggs in one basket, I wanted to wrap up the season by talking about one of the more...
You guys, you have to get over it that I watch sassy content creators, okay? I like videos on fashion and etiquette and food, and I like some LGBTQZIFA content creators. It's okay, guys. It doesn't mean that they don't have something valid to say. God, you guys are so mean.
problematic aspects of this season, and themes that not only I, but large swaths of the internet have been noticing with how this season has been so different from previous, specifically in relation
Hold on, wait, let's go back.
to gender dynamics, how this season, and themes that not only I, but large swaths of the internet have been noticing with how this season has been so different from previous.
This is what straight men are doing on Love Island, and then they complain that they can't get any box. This is why their asses ain't getting no box, okay?
Specifically in relation to gender dynamics, modern dating culture, and the rise of red pill culture and talking points both on this show.
See, the rise of red pill culture. This is why I'm trying to teach you guys, because red pill has infiltrated LGBTQIAZ. You get the rest.
and in our current dating pool, and getting into how the red pill has ruined this season of Love Island. Hey guys, Steps Emergency and welcome back to my channel. And today we are talking about Love Island, the modern dating sphere, the manosphere, and red pill culture, because this has been a pretty hot button topic in relation to the season of Love Island because of how everyone has just been acting this season. And I really want to say it was just the men that have seemingly been impacted by the seemingly red pill takeover of the season. And I mean, in most part, it kind of was. But we're also seeing some of this come from the women, as well as us at home watching, and how we're consuming and commentating on the things that happen this season. And I think it's time we talk about it. And I do just want to say, if I sound really nasally or just out of it, I am sick and have been sick for like the past week, but the show must go on for y'all. We need to talk about Love Island. But this season, I've noticed some questionable talking points raised by certain men in the villa, and a general undertone of judgment surrounding Islanders who were seen as too quote-unquote lustful or moving too quickly, in ways that haven't necessarily been as prominent in previous seasons. And in my opinion, speak to the general times that we're in, especially as Gen Z and dating, with how our general push towards things like purity, more conservative views on courtship and dating, and yes, red pill content have been on full display this season. And Love Island has never been known for casting perfectly unproblematic people. Like, I think especially for those that hopped on the bandwagon in season 7, we are no stranger to the mid-season cast bootings, having producers snatch people up in the middle of the night, because it's come to light that some Islanders have said slurs, like far from perfect people. However, in this video, specifically what I'm getting at is the sprinkle of red pill conservative ideology that's kind of been giving me and many others the ick this season. And we need...
So the red pill ideology is giving people the fucking ick. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? That red pill is giving people the ick? People are like, can I have a blue pill, please? Please, can I have a blue pill? Does anybody have any blue pills? I mean...
need to talk about it.
They have put Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate's sons, put them on a plane to Fiji to freshly deliver hell upon these beautiful women. What? Those boys are getting what we deserve. Huh? We really need to think socially about what we are dealing with here. These are people who are in their early 20s. Do you hear me? These are people who in 2020, 2021, 2022, in the peak of the Andrew Tate of it all, in the peak of the Kevin Samuels of it all, how old were they?
First things first, something that I think is really interesting that colors this whole conversation is the fact that a lot of the cast, specifically a lot of the male cast, are pretty young, and specifically the people that are the biggest victims of repeating this sort of red pill rhetoric being those under the age of 20.
Okay, so that lady wants to know who the hell sent all these spawns of Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate. She said Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels had a baby, which is y'all men today, y'all modern men, okay? Y'all modern men done had a baby with Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels, okay? And the children that y'all had from this crazy mix of red pill content created all the men that were at Love Island this season. That's what she's saying. She's saying all the men that were on Love Island this season were corrupted by the red pill. That's what she's saying.
25, which, if we want to speak age-wise, is around the demographic of age of men that are really susceptible to red pill content, especially when red pill content was in its peak. I feel like it's still pretty high, but in its peak, I want to say 3 to 6 years ago, these people were still teenagers, and that's a lot of time to be indoctrinated. And before we get into each of the Islanders, I want to clarify, I'm not casting this on them and trying to prescribe them with these things as if I know who they are. I know the type of beliefs that they have, whatever, what have you. This isn't one of those videos. I'm not trying to be parasocial here. What I am trying to argue, though, is the actions, words, and general behaviors of these Islanders is speaking to the larger narrative around Gen Z dating and red pill-ish behavior. And that's really how it's landing for the viewer. And we're seeing that because Islanders that are gaining large male fan bases also do subscribe to those ideologies as well.
They have put Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate's sons, put them on a plane to Fiji to freshly deliver hell upon these beautiful women. What? Those boys are getting what we deserve. Huh? We really need to think socially about what we are dealing with here. These are people who are in their early 20s. Do you hear me? These are people who in 2020, 2021, 2022, in the peak of the Andrew Tate of it all, in the peak of the Kevin Samuels of it all, how old were they? How old were they? Think about this. They were in high school, college, in their formative years when they're having their first romantic encounters with women.
So with all that said, let's get started with Zach. Zach is a 26-year-old from Birmingham. Good old Birmingham, England, who, besides being one of my least favorite islanders in the villa, has displayed some jealousy and possessiveness when bombshell Caleb entered the villa. Because when Caleb entered the villa during a challenge in which islanders smeared paint on each other while kissing on a giant bed, which, yeah, there's a lot that goes on here on Love Island if you haven't seen it. This is also the beginning of why I don't understand the lustful comments. Caleb kissed...
I've never watched it. Is it spicy, y'all? Hey, Red Pill. Hey, Red Pill. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. Hey, Red Lipstick Vibes. It's good to see you. I'm sorry. Let me hurry up.
Zach's partner at the time, Kata. A few episodes later, the girls had to choose a guy to go home, and while the guys picked a girl to leave, the girls chose to dump Gabriel, a 26-year-old bombshell from Brazil for being...
A 26-year-old bombshell from Brazil? And he's red pill?
Too lustful. And don't worry, we're going to get more into that later.
I feel like he's gotten multiple chances to connect with someone, but every chance he got, he was still waiting for someone to walk in. A new bombshell, a new girl. I don't feel like he ever felt content with the person he found. And we're just afraid that, like, what if the next person comes in and he also still doesn't feel like he has an extra connection with them.
And as a result of that, the boys were very upset, to say the least. And Zach, being one of the more vocal people in this, said that none of the girls should get breakfast the following day as punishment for their vote. And if you're unfamiliar with the Love Island universe, it's basically tradition.
What? He wanted to punish the girls the next day, so he didn't want to finish them breakfast? He didn't want to feed them breakfast? The red pill ninjas is going crazy. Them hoes couldn't even get a waffle. Okay, how dare they want breakfast?
For the guys to cook breakfast for the girls every morning. And that's like their acts of service and how they show interest in courtship in the girls in the villa. So for Zach to say that is actually crazy because, like, what happened to breakfast being the most important meal of the day? Now all of a sudden that's out the window? I mean, apparently so, because he went on to withhold making breakfast for Kata after being annoyed that she had another conversation with Caleb. And I'm not the only one to think that this is weird. Like, just hop on TikTok and Reddit and you'll see other people flaming as well. Like, for example, one Redditor says that, sorry, but I'm not over Zach pulling that no breakfast stunt on Kata. Before that incident, I was already not impressed with much of Zach's behavior towards Kata, starting with him immediately joking about chatting to other girls right after getting up from their bed in the hideaway. But that stunt he pulled with breakfast has left me thinking I'd never wish him as a partner on my worst enemy. He intentionally skipped cooking breakfast so that Kata could watch the other girls get served theirs. And then when she came downstairs after realizing she wasn't getting any, he nonchalantly offered a half-assed breakfast to test if she'd settle for the bare minimum, and got annoyed when she offered to make her own or skip it because he wanted her to beg. Later in that very season, he told Kata that he loved her only to tell her,
No, men are just misunderstood. They're sweet angels. All Kata had to do was give up that box. That's all she had to do if she wanted breakfast, right? All she had to do was give up that box. Kata must not be giving up that box enough. How about some maturity? You know, like, is that effective communication, not cooking the breakfast that you've been cooking this whole entire time? You feel like that is an efficient way to get your point across? I can see why they're saying they've been red pilled to death.
or the very next day that he was actually joking.
And sleeping alone in soul ties.
No woman on this earth thinks that you telling her you love her and then saying you're joking is funny. We all saw the scene of you in bed saying love you, and then the next morning she brought it up and he was like, oh, I was just joking, ha ha ha, so funny. And then he goes to the confessional and he's like,
Oh my God. So this grown man is laying in a bed with a woman telling her that he loves her. And then in the next morning, he wakes up and he says, oh, I was just joking. Yeah, this doesn't play into anything the ladies say that the guys do that make them not cooperate. Him doing that, he's Raquel, that's just a joke, Raquel. He deserves that box. Give him that box. That box will surely make him love you, right? I'm just like, what? No?
Like, I might have said the L word, but really, I was just joking, and Kata knows that, but I can definitely see it heading there one day.
Like, what is wrong with this man? Like, Kata, please blink twice if you need help the way this man's playing in your face. And you may be asking at this point, Rumi, how does like red pill stuff fit into this at all? Well, let me explain. As one Redditor puts it, I don't want to sound dramatic, but these guys are acting like they're the prize, like they're in control, making the girls.
Okay, so this is the red pill of it all, and I'm gonna read it for you guys because you guys are getting annoyed by this guy here. So basically, he's saying, like, I don't want to sound dramatic, but these guys are acting like they are the prize, like they are in control, making the girls feel bad and trying to make them feel bad by withholding breakfast. Why is low-key Zach always trying to put these women down with his comments and these idiots following him? I'm getting a little sick of this. If the Gabe thing was wrong, then so be it with their attitude. So be it, but their attitude was bad towards the girls. So I don't really watch this show. It just seems like now that the guys are giving the girls a little taste of their own medicine, that now it's a problem, and this problem has to be attached to the red pill. And so yet again, here is another show outside of Kamala Harris's book mentioning the red pill being the arch nemesis of modern day society. It's so crazy, but this is where we're at. I thought it would be cute to kind of show this video to you all, and I will be sure to link it in the description so you can go back, finish the video for yourself, give the video a like, and subscribe to the content creator if you so see fit. Okay, I know some of y'all are like, whatever, Raquel, we not subscribing to this. But that's my show today. I talked a little more than I was supposed to. I wanted to show you guys a video about what happened with that ICE agent in Texas. But I'll just, briefly talk to you guys about it. Me to the stage. Okay, here I am. Hi, guys. So ICE is back on the scene. They're in Texas doing their thing, and they took out an unarmed Mexican father, grandfather, business owner. I don't even think the guy was a part of the initial what was causing them to be in that neighborhood in the first place. I read a little bit about it, but more than likely we'll talk about this again on Wednesday. But yeah, man, it's super sad. It's out of Texas. I'll drop the link in the video, but basically, protests have basically broken out in Houston, Texas, because of a national man named Lorenzo Aguajo. I can't really pronounce his last name. He was on his way to work at a home building site when he was on a break or something and ended up being shot fatally by immigrations and customs enforcement officers. So I think they say that he was working towards securing his legal status in the U.S. and knew what to do if stopped by ICE, his son said. So his family is making it seem like, you know, he wouldn't have ran or he wouldn't have been causing a problem to get murked or deleted in the first place, which is super sad. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of like put that on your radar because it was freshly on my radar. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought they relaxed after they, you know, deleted that one lady in Minnesota, but here we go again. So anyway, that is it for the Rose Report today. It was cool hanging out with all of you all. Thank you all so much for the donations tonight, for spending time with me, for liking and subscribing to the channel. I want to go by these super chats real quick. Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson, for your super chat. Pooh Man, thank you so much. He told me to check your mic. I'm sorry. I was having a little bit of difficulties today with my electronics. But I will get that worked out by Wednesday. So thank you, Pooh Man. Thank you for all of your support in the Discord, in life, period. Pooh Man, you keep us on our toes and you make us all great. We appreciate you. Def the Reaper, thank you so much for gifting all those memberships for me today. I appreciate you helping my garden grow and being so thoughtful to give a membership to others. That's what the garden is all about. Thank you for pouring into me. Again, Def the Reaper, your profile picture is Tigger's wife. That is so funny. I just now realized that. You so crazy, boy. You crazy. Thank you to the Genius CEO for my $5 super chat to tell me, my $2 super chat to tell me that I have a $5 Cash App. Thank you so much for my Cash App and my super chat. I appreciate you so much, brother. And also, thank you for being a member, CEO. And then Cases of Cams, you are a member. You've been a member for 4 months. For 4 months, you are my first subby. I think you and Jay Walker are kind of like my first subbies as like me as a content creator, because I know my high school people have been following me for years. So I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about my new day ones. Okay. And Cases and Cams is a new day one. And I appreciate you so much, Cases and Cams. I love your videos. I have like 3 to catch up on, but I plan to do so by Wednesday. Okay. So you'll see me really active on your videos in the next 2 days. But I appreciate all of you guys for coming out to hang out with me in the Rose Garden today. Tehillinism, it was good to see you, girl. It's always good to see you. Brother Numzi, Brother Numzi, it was good to see you too. Ty Pro, it's always good to see you. Yes, Soft Pants Wednesday. I got my soft pants on. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's my that's my soft pants. That was so funny, Project Leroy. Come at me. Come at me blaming the red pill and not FBAs who sat on the couch. I know they give everything to red pill, so let's just let the red pill have it, okay? But nah, it's good hanging out with all of you all. I will see you all on Wednesday. If you all are, if you don't want to get off YouTube just yet, Red Lipstick Vibes, she was in the chat earlier. She has a show coming on, I believe, at 8. So I will be going over there to watch. I think she has the men's table today, I believe. Either way it goes, her show is going to be off the chain as always. So if you're bored, meet me over there. Okay. Red Lipstick Vibes. I will see you all on Wednesday. Be sweet to each other. Be safe out in these streets. And until we meet again, my friends, bye. Here we go.